Adaptation and evolution of animals and plants in extreme habitats such as deserts, rainforests, and oceans. Introduction. Adaptation and evolution are essential concepts in the study of biology and the natural world. They refer to the process by which organisms change over time to better suit their environment and increase their chances of survival. In this paper, we will explore the fascinating adaptations and evolution of various animal and plant species in harsh environments such as deserts, tropical rainforests, and oceans. Adaptations in desert environments. Deserts are one of the harshest environments on Earth, with extreme temperatures, limited water resources, and harsh winds. To survive in this environment, plants and animals have developed unique adaptations that allow them to thrive. One of the most common adaptations in desert plants is the ability to store water. Many desert plants have thick, fleshy leaves and stems that can store water for long periods. Cacti, for example, have evolved spines instead of leaves to reduce water loss through transpiration. In desert animals, adaptations to conserve water are also common. Many desert animals have highly concentrated urine to reduce water loss, while others are nocturnal to avoid the extreme heat of the day. Other adaptations include the ability to burrow underground to escape the heat and the development of specialized feet to move on sand dunes. Adaptations in tropical rainforests. Tropical rainforests are characterized by high temperatures, high humidity, and abundant rainfall. To survive in this environment, plants and animals have developed a wide range of adaptations. In rainforest plants, adaptations to capture sunlight are essential for survival. Many plants have evolved large leaves to capture as much sunlight as possible, while others grow tall to reach the canopy where sunlight is most abundant. Some plants have even developed specialized adaptations, such as epiphytes that grow on other plants to capture more sunlight. In rainforest animals, adaptations for mobility and camouflage are common. Many animals, such as monkeys and sloths, have prehensile tails that allow them to grasp branches and move through the forest canopy. Others, such as chameleons and leaf-tailed geckos, have evolved camouflage that allows them to blend in with their surroundings. Adaptations in ocean environments. The ocean is one of the most diverse and complex environments on Earth, with a wide range of habitats and ecosystems. To survive in the ocean, plants and animals have developed numerous adaptations to cope with the challenges of this environment. In ocean plants, adaptations for photosynthesis are essential for survival. Many ocean plants have evolved to withstand the high salinity of seawater, such as seagrasses and mangroves. Others, such as kelp, have developed specialized structures to anchor themselves to the ocean floor and withstand strong currents. In ocean animals, adaptations for movement and survival are diverse. Many animals, such as dolphins and whales, have evolved streamlined bodies and powerful tails to swim through the water. Others, such as octopuses and squids, have developed complex camouflage and defense mechanisms to evade predators. Human adaptation to extreme environments. While plants and animals have evolved to adapt to harsh environments, humans have also developed unique adaptations to survive in extreme environments. From the freezing temperatures of the Arctic to the high altitudes of the Himalayas, humans have developed a range of physiological and cultural adaptations to cope with these environments. In cold environments, humans have developed a variety of physiological adaptations to cope with the cold temperatures. These adaptations include increased body hair and subcutaneous fat to provide insulation, as well as a reduced surface area to volume ratio to reduce heat loss. Cultural adaptations, such as the use of fur and animal skins for clothing, have also been developed to provide additional insulation. In high-altitude environments, humans have developed physiological adaptations to cope with the low oxygen levels. These adaptations include increased hemoglobin levels to improve oxygen transport, as well as larger lung volumes and increased blood vessel density in the lungs. Cultural adaptations, such as the use of oxygen tanks and the practice of acclimatization, have also been developed to cope with the low oxygen levels. In desert environments, humans have developed cultural adaptations to cope with the extreme heat and limited water resources. These adaptations include the use of shade and water sources to reduce heat stress and dehydration, as well as the development of irrigation systems to support agriculture in arid regions. Modern human adaptation to technological environments. In addition to adapting to harsh natural environments, humans have also adapted to the rapidly changing technological environments of the modern world. The development of technology has created new challenges and opportunities for human adaptation, and has led to a range of physiological, psychological, and cultural adaptations. One of the most notable physiological adaptations to modern technological environments is the development of sedentary lifestyles. The widespread use of technology has led to a decrease in physical activity levels, which has been linked to a range of health problems, including obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. To cope with these health problems, individuals have adapted by engaging in regular exercise and adopting healthier diets. Psychological adaptations to modern technological environments have also emerged. The constant stimulation and distraction provided by technology has led to an increase in attention deficit disorders and a decrease in cognitive abilities. To cope with these challenges, individuals have developed mindfulness practices and cognitive training exercises. Cultural adaptations to modern technological environments have also emerged. The widespread use of social media and digital communication has led to changes in social norms and behaviors. For example, individuals have adapted to the expectation of constant availability and responsiveness in communication, as well as the need to maintain a curated online persona. Moreover, the development of technology has also created new opportunities for human adaptation. For example, the use of wearable technology and digital health apps has led to the development of personalized health and wellness regimens. The use of virtual and augmented reality has also created new opportunities for education, entertainment, and communication. The future of human adaptation. As humans continue to evolve and adapt to changing environments, we must also consider the future of human adaptation. The challenges presented by climate change, environmental degradation, and technological advancements will require new forms of adaptation and innovation. One area of future human adaptation is in response to climate change. As temperatures rise and extreme weather events become more common, humans will need to adapt to changing conditions. This may include the development of new infrastructure and housing designs that are more resilient to extreme weather, as well as the development of new crops that are more resistant to drought and heat. Another area of future human adaptation is in response to the depletion of natural resources. Green algae and biooxygenous photosynthesis, importance in plant photosynthesis. Introduction. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants and other organisms convert light energy into chemical energy, which is used to fuel cellular processes. One of the key components of photosynthesis is the production of oxygen through the process of oxygenic photosynthesis. In this essay, I will explore the role of cyanobacteria and oxygenic photosynthesis in the process of photosynthesis, and the importance of this process for plant growth and survival. Cyanobacteria and oxygenic photosynthesis. Cyanobacteria, also known as blue-green algae, are a group of photosynthetic bacteria that played a critical role in the evolution of oxygenic photosynthesis. Cyanobacteria were the first organisms to evolve the ability to produce oxygen through photosynthesis, which led to the oxygenation of Earth's atmosphere and the development of aerobic respiration in other organisms. Oxygenic photosynthesis. Oxygenic photosynthesis is the process by which plants, algae, and cyanobacteria use light energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into oxygen and sugar. This process occurs in specialized organelles called chloroplasts, which contain the pigment chlorophyll, which absorbs light energy. Importance of oxygenic photosynthesis. Oxygenic photosynthesis is critical for plant growth and survival, as it provides the energy and nutrients necessary for the production of biomass. Additionally, oxygenic photosynthesis plays a critical role in the global carbon cycle, as it removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and converts it into organic matter. This process helps to regulate the Earth's climate by reducing the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Oxygenic photosynthesis is also important for the production of food and other plant products that are essential for human survival. Many crops, such as grains, vegetables, and fruits, are produced through the process of photosynthesis, and oxygenic photosynthesis is critical for their growth and production. Conclusion. In conclusion, cyanobacteria and oxygenic photosynthesis played a critical role in the evolution of photosynthesis and the oxygenation of Earth's atmosphere. Oxygenic photosynthesis is essential for plant growth and survival, as well as for the regulation of the global carbon cycle and the production of food and other plant products. As such, continued research and conservation efforts are critical to preserving the diversity of photosynthetic organisms and ensuring the long-term sustainability of plant-based ecosystems. Cyanobacteria were among the first organisms on Earth capable of carrying out oxygenic photosynthesis. They developed the ability to absorb carbon dioxide and sunlight energy to produce oxygen and glucose, providing the foundation for complex life on the planet. Although oxygenic photosynthesis later evolved in algae and plants, cyanobacteria remain crucial for producing a breathable atmosphere and driving biogeochemical cycles vital to all ecosystems. Cyanobacteria colonized Earth at least 2.5 billion years ago, before the rise of plants and algae. They were instrumental in transforming the planet's atmosphere from anoxic to oxygen-rich through photosynthesis. The oxygen produced by cyanobacteria was necessary for the development of aerobic respiration and evolution of more complex eukaryotic cells. Without this oxygenation of the atmosphere, advanced life as we know it would never have emerged. Cyanobacteria also developed nitrogen fixation, the ability to convert atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia useful for building proteins, nucleic acids and chlorophyll. This process is essential for productivity in ecosystems where nitrogen is scarce. Many cyanobacterial species still fix nitrogen today, contributing to nitrogen cycles that support agriculture and natural ecosystems worldwide. Certain cyanobacterial species can also fix carbon into glucose for high-density energy storage and transport. Cyanobacteria produce a wide range of biochemicals used industrially or with medical potential, including antibiotics, biofuels, food additives, and chemicals for waste treatment. Over 1 billion years of evolution has enabled cyanobacteria to develop diverse metabolic capacities and produce complex molecules that could benefit human society when harnessed. However, some cyanobacterial species also produce toxins, highlighting the need for safe and controlled use of these organisms. Just as cyanobacteria were crucial for the rise of oxygen and development of life on Earth, they remain essential for maintaining healthy ecosystems and supporting human activities today. They drive biogeochemical cycles, fix nitrogen and carbon, produce oxygen through photosynthesis, and synthesize a range of useful biochemical compounds. Prokaryotic cyanobacteria evolved the ability for oxygenic photosynthesis that eukaryotic algae and plants then developed further, but they remain pivotal for the well-being of all life on Earth. Appreciating cyanobacteria and protecting them from threats is crucial to building a sustainable future for humanity and the planet. In conclusion, cyanobacteria were instrumental in transforming Earth's anoxic atmosphere into a breathable environment capable of supporting advanced life. They developed oxygenic photosynthesis before the rise of algae and plants, producing oxygen essential for aerobic respiration and evolution of complex life. Cyanobacteria also fixed nitrogen and carbon, synthesized biochemicals, and produced a range of compounds useful to industry, medicine, agriculture, and sustainability. Although cyanobacteria evolved simple prokaryotic cells, they possess metabolic capacities and have produced molecules crucial for the rise and persistence of all life on Earth. Just as cyanobacteria were vital for developing Earth into a habitable world, they remain essential for healthy ecosystems, agricultural productivity, industrial progress, and support of human society today. Protecting cyanobacterial diversity, harnessing their potential sustainably, and appreciating their profound importance to life is necessary to ensuring a viable future for humanity and the planet. Overall, cyanobacteria represent a foundation for complex life on Earth that continues providing benefits fundamental to progress, prosperity, and endurance of all species. Introduction. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants and other organisms convert light energy into chemical energy. One of the most important aspects of photosynthesis is the production of oxygen through a process called oxygenic photosynthesis. In this essay, we will discuss the role of blue-green algae, also known as cyanobacteria, in oxygenic photosynthesis and their importance in the process of photosynthesis for plants. Blue-green algae and oxygenic photosynthesis. Blue-green algae are a type of photosynthetic bacteria that are capable of performing oxygenic photosynthesis. Oxygenic photosynthesis is the process by which plants and other organisms produce oxygen as a byproduct of photosynthesis. During oxygenic photosynthesis, blue-green algae absorb light energy using pigments, such as chlorophyll, and convert this energy into chemical energy in the form of ATP and naphtha. This energy is then used to power the conversion of carbon dioxide into organic compounds, such as glucose, through a series of biochemical reactions. The byproduct of this process is oxygen, which is released into the atmosphere. Oxygenic photosynthesis is essential for life on Earth, as it provides the oxygen that is necessary for the respiration of animals and other organisms. Importance of blue-green algae in photosynthesis. Blue-green algae are particularly important in photosynthesis because they are capable of performing oxygenic photosynthesis in a variety of environments, including marine and freshwater habitats. This versatility has allowed them to play an important role in the evolution of photosynthesis and the development of life on Earth. In addition to their importance in oxygenic photosynthesis, blue-green algae are also important in the nitrogen cycle. Some species of blue-green algae are capable of fixing atmospheric nitrogen, converting it into a form that can be used by other organisms. This process is essential for the growth of plants and other organisms, as nitrogen is a key component of many biological molecules, such as DNA and proteins. Furthermore, blue-green algae have also been studied extensively for their potential as a source of biofuels. Because they are capable of growing in a wide range of environments and have a high biomass yield, they have the potential to be a sustainable and renewable source of energy. Human survival techniques during the Ice Age. During the last Ice Age, which lasted from about 115,000 to 11,700 years ago, humans faced some of the most extreme environmental conditions in their history. The world was colder, drier, and more unpredictable than it is today, and human populations were often forced to adapt to rapidly changing conditions in order to survive. Despite these challenges, however, humans were able to develop a wide range of survival techniques that allowed them to thrive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. One of the most important techniques for survival during the Ice Age was the development of sophisticated hunting and gathering strategies. In order to obtain enough food to survive, humans had to be able to track and hunt large animals such as mammoths, bison, and deer, as well as to gather a variety of plant foods such as nuts, berries, and roots. These activities required advanced knowledge of animal behavior, as well as sophisticated tools and weapons such as spears, bows, and arrows. In addition to hunting and gathering, humans also developed techniques for fishing and trapping, which allowed them to exploit a wide range of aquatic and terrestrial resources. Another important technique for survival during the Ice Age was the development of shelter and clothing. In order to protect themselves from the harsh conditions of the Ice Age, humans had to be able to build shelters that could withstand extreme cold, wind, and precipitation. This required the development of advanced building techniques using materials such as animal hides, bones, and stones. Humans also developed sophisticated clothing and footwear that could provide insulation and protection from the elements, using materials such as furs, wool, and leather. In addition to hunting, gathering, and shelter, humans also developed a range of social and cultural practices that helped them to survive and thrive during the Ice Age. For example, the development of language and communication allowed humans to share knowledge and information about food sources, weather patterns, and other environmental factors, which helped to increase their chances of survival. Humans also developed complex social networks and cultural practices such as art, music, and storytelling, which helped to strengthen social bonds and to provide a sense of identity and purpose in the face of adversity. Another important survival technique developed by humans during the Ice Age was the ability to navigate and adapt to changing landscapes. As the climate shifted and glaciers advanced and retreated, human populations had to be able to move across vast distances in search of food, water, and shelter. This required advanced navigational skills, as well as the ability to adapt to new environments and to develop new strategies for survival. Humans were able to navigate using a variety of tools and techniques, including stars, winds, and landmarks, and were able to develop new technologies such as sleds and boats to help them traverse different types of terrain. In addition to their abilities to navigate and adapt to changing landscapes, humans also developed advanced knowledge of the natural world that allowed them to thrive during the Ice Age. This included knowledge of the behavior and ecology of different plant and animal species, as well as of the medicinal properties of different plants and minerals. Humans also developed sophisticated techniques for storing and preserving food, which allowed them to survive during times of scarcity and to build up food reserves for the winter months. Finally, one of the most important survival techniques developed by humans during the Ice Age was the ability to work together and to cooperate as a group. This included the development of complex social hierarchies and decision-making processes, as well as the ability to resolve conflicts and to share resources fairly. Cooperation was essential for survival during the Ice Age, as it allowed humans to pool their resources and to work together to overcome the challenges posed by the environment. It also laid the foundation for the development of more complex social and political systems in the future. Another important survival technique developed by humans during the Ice Age was the ability to adapt their diets to changing environmental conditions. As the availability of food sources varied throughout the year, humans had to be able to adjust their diets to ensure they were getting enough nutrients to survive. This required a deep understanding of the nutritional properties of different foods, as well as the ability to process and prepare them in ways that made them more digestible and nutritious. For example, humans developed techniques for fermenting and drying foods such as fish and meat, which allowed them to store these foods for longer periods of time and to increase their nutritional value. Another important survival technique developed by humans during the Ice Age was the ability to use fire for warmth, cooking, and protection. Fire provided humans with a source of heat and light during the long, dark winters of the Ice Age, and also allowed them to cook their food, which made it more digestible and nutritious. In addition, fire was used to ward off predators and to clear land for agriculture and settlement. The ability to control fire was a critical factor in human survival during the Ice Age, and laid the foundation for many of the technological and cultural advances that were to come. Another key survival technique developed by humans during the Ice Age was the ability to store and transport resources over long distances. As human populations became more settled and began to establish permanent settlements, they had to be able to store food, water, and other resources for the winter months and to transport these resources over long distances. This required advanced knowledge of materials such as pottery, baskets, and leather, as well as sophisticated techniques for packing and transporting goods. Humans also developed systems of trade and exchange that allowed them to obtain resources from distant regions and to build social and economic networks that spanned large geographic areas. Finally, one of the most important survival techniques developed by humans during the Ice Age was the ability to innovate and adapt in the face of new challenges. Humans were constantly faced with new environmental and social challenges during the Ice Age, and had to be able to develop new strategies for survival and adaptation on an ongoing basis. This required a culture of innovation and experimentation, as well as a willingness to take risks and to learn from failure. Humans were able to develop new tools, techniques, and social structures that allowed them to thrive in a wide range of environments, and to build a rich and diverse cultural heritage that has shaped human history up to the present day. Another important survival technique developed by humans during the Ice Age was the ability to adapt to changing social and cultural conditions. As human populations grew and became more settled, they had to be able to develop new social structures and cultural practices that allowed them to cooperate and thrive in larger groups. This required the development of new forms of social organization, such as clans, tribes, and chiefdoms, as well as the development of new cultural practices, such as art, music, and religion. These practices helped to build social cohesion, and to promote a sense of shared identity and purpose, which was critical for survival during the Ice Age. Another important survival technique developed by humans during the Ice Age was the ability to maintain and transmit knowledge and skills across generations. As human populations grew and became more complex, they had to be able to develop systems of education and training that allowed them to pass on important knowledge and skills to future generations. This required the development of new forms of communication and learning, such as oral traditions, storytelling, and apprenticeships. These practices allowed humans to accumulate knowledge and expertise over time, and to develop a rich and diverse cultural heritage that has shaped human history up to the present day. Another key survival technique developed by humans during the Ice Age was the ability to develop and maintain trade networks. As human populations became more settled and began to specialize in different types of production, they had to be able to exchange goods and services with other groups in order to obtain the resources they needed to survive. Adaptation and biodiversity of plant and animal species in different habitats during the Neo-Earth Age. The formation of the Earth marked the beginning of a long and complex process of adaptation and diversification for living organisms. Over the course of billions of years, species of plants and animals have developed an incredible range of adaptations to survive and thrive in a variety of different environments. From the depths of the ocean to the highest mountain peaks, life has found a way to adapt and evolve. One of the key factors in the success of many species has been their ability to adapt to changing environments. This has been particularly important in the face of major environmental changes such as ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and meteor impacts. In many cases, species that were able to adapt quickly to these changes were able to survive and pass on their genetic traits to future generations. Those that were unable to adapt, on the other hand, often went extinct. One of the most remarkable examples of adaptation can be seen in the diversity of plant life. Plants have evolved an incredible range of adaptations to cope with different environmental conditions. In arid regions, for example, many plants have developed specialized mechanisms to conserve water, such as thick leaves or waxy coatings on their surfaces. In tropical rainforests, on the other hand, plants have evolved to grow tall and compete for sunlight in the crowded canopy. Animals, too, have developed a vast array of adaptations to cope with different environments. Some species have developed camouflage to blend in with their surroundings and avoid predators, while others have evolved to be able to survive in extreme temperatures or low oxygen environments. Many animals have also developed specialized diets, such as the giant panda's unique ability to digest bamboo, or the hummingbird's reliance on nectar as a source of energy. The ability of species to adapt and diversify has played a crucial role in the shaping of the Earth's ecosystems. As new environments have emerged, new niches have opened up for species to occupy, leading to an ever-increasing diversity of life. At the same time, the extinction of certain species has allowed others to thrive and take on new roles within their ecosystems. However, the ability of species to adapt and evolve is not limitless. Human activities such as deforestation, pollution, and climate change are placing unprecedented pressures on many species, making it increasingly difficult for them to survive and adapt. As we continue to alter the planet's ecosystems, we must be mindful of the potential consequences for the incredible diversity of life that has evolved over billions of years. Furthermore, the process of adaptation and diversification is ongoing, as species continue to evolve and adapt to new challenges and opportunities. Evolution is driven by a variety of factors, including genetic mutations, natural selection, and genetic drift. As a result, even closely related species can exhibit significant differences in their adaptations and behaviors, depending on the environmental pressures they face. One of the most fascinating aspects of adaptation and diversification is the way in which it can lead to the development of entirely new species. Over time, populations of the same species can become isolated from each other, either geographically or reproductively. In these isolated populations, genetic differences can accumulate and eventually lead to the development of new species that are no longer able to interbreed with each other. The process of speciation has led to an incredible diversity of life on Earth, with millions of different species occupying a wide range of ecological niches. Some of the most diverse ecosystems on the planet, such as rainforests and coral reefs, are the result of millions of years of evolution and diversification. However, the process of adaptation and diversification is not always smooth or predictable. Environmental changes can occur rapidly, and species may not always be able to adapt quickly enough to survive. In addition, human activities such as habitat destruction, pollution, and overexploitation can greatly reduce the ability of species to adapt and thrive. To address these challenges, it is important to understand the mechanisms of adaptation and diversification, and to develop strategies for conserving biodiversity. This includes efforts to protect and restore habitats, reduce pollution and other human impacts, and promote sustainable use of natural resources. It also requires a greater appreciation and understanding of the value of biodiversity and the intricate connections between different species and ecosystems. Moreover, the process of adaptation and diversification has not only led to the development of new species, but also to the formation of complex ecological relationships. For example, predator-prey relationships have driven the evolution of specialized adaptations in both predators and prey, such as camouflage, speed, and defensive mechanisms. Similarly, mutualistic relationships, where two species benefit from each other's presence, have led to the development of specialized adaptations for pollination, seed dispersal, and nutrient exchange. The diversity of life on Earth also provides important benefits to humans, including the provision of food, medicine, and ecosystem services such as carbon sequestration and soil fertility. However, the loss of biodiversity threatens to undermine these benefits, as well as the stability and resilience of ecosystems. To address the challenges of conserving biodiversity, it is important to take a holistic approach that considers the complex interactions between different species and ecosystems. This includes efforts to protect keystone species, which play a critical role in maintaining the structure and function of ecosystems. It also involves the restoration of degraded ecosystems and the promotion of sustainable land use practices that support biodiversity conservation. In addition, it is important to recognize the cultural and spiritual value of biodiversity, as well as the ethical responsibilities that come with being stewards of the planet. By promoting education and awareness about the importance of biodiversity, we can inspire greater appreciation and action to protect the incredible diversity of life on Earth. Furthermore, the loss of biodiversity can have far-reaching consequences for human well-being and the planet as a whole. For example, the loss of pollinators such as bees and butterflies can lead to reductions in crop yields and food security. The loss of biodiversity can also increase the risk of disease transmission, as well as the spread of invasive species and pests that can cause economic and ecological damage. Climate change, in particular, poses a significant threat to the ability of many species to adapt and diversify. Increased temperatures, changing precipitation patterns, and rising sea levels can all alter the distribution and abundance of species, as well as the timing of key life cycle events such as breeding and migration. In addition, climate change can exacerbate other threats to biodiversity, such as habitat loss and fragmentation, pollution, and overexploitation of natural resources. To address the challenges of conserving biodiversity in the face of climate change and other threats, it is important to take a proactive and holistic approach. This includes efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate the impacts of climate change on ecosystems and species. It also involves the development of adaptive management strategies that can help species and ecosystems respond to changing conditions, as well as the protection and restoration of critical habitats and ecological corridors. In addition, it is important to engage and empower local communities in biodiversity conservation efforts, as they often have intimate knowledge of the ecosystems and species in their region. This can involve the development of community-based conservation programs, as well as the recognition and protection of indigenous and traditional knowledge systems. Moreover, the benefits of biodiversity go beyond ecological and economic considerations. The correlation between dinosaurs and modern culture, art, and education. Introduction. Dinosaurs have been a source of fascination for humans for centuries. These prehistoric creatures captivate our imagination and inspire awe in us with their enormous size and fierce appearance. In recent years, there has been a growing interest in the connection between dinosaurs and modern culture, art, and education. This paper will explore the correlation between dinosaurs and modern society, and how they influence our current cultural and educational landscape. The appeal of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs have always held a special place in popular culture. From movies and TV shows to toys and books, they have been a constant presence in our lives. But why are they so appealing to us? One reason is their size. Dinosaurs are the largest creatures to ever walk the earth, and their sheer magnitude is awe-inspiring. Another reason is their unique appearance. Their sharp teeth, scaly skin, and powerful limbs make them stand out from any other animal that exists today. But perhaps the most significant reason for their appeal is their mystery. We know very little about these extinct creatures, and their disappearance from the earth is a source of endless speculation and curiosity. This mystery has led to numerous theories about what happened to them, ranging from catastrophic events to gradual extinction. Dinosaurs in art and culture. Dinosaurs have had a significant impact on art and culture. They have been the subject of countless movies, TV shows, books, and video games. In recent years, There has been a resurgence of interest in dinosaurs, with new movies such as Jurassic World and TV shows like Dino Dana captivating audiences around the world. Dinosaurs have also inspired artists. From children's drawings to fine art, dinosaurs have been a popular subject for artists of all ages. They have been used in advertising, on clothing, and even on buildings. Dinosaurs have become an iconic symbol of prehistoric life, and their appeal has not diminished over time. Dinosaurs in education. Dinosaurs have also had a significant impact on education. They are a popular subject in science classes, and their study has led to numerous discoveries about our planet's history. Paleontology, the study of fossils, has become a vital part of modern science, and it all started with the study of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs have also been used in education outside of the traditional classroom setting. Museums and science centers around the world have dinosaur exhibits that attract visitors of all ages. These exhibits not only showcase the science behind these prehistoric creatures but also inspire wonder and curiosity in visitors. The educational value of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs have played a crucial role in educating people about the natural world and the history of our planet. Their study has led to significant scientific discoveries, including the theory of evolution and the understanding of geological timescales. Paleontologists have uncovered a wealth of information about the behavior, anatomy, and physiology of dinosaurs, which has helped us to better understand the evolution of life on Earth. Moreover, dinosaurs have served as a gateway to science education for many children. Dinosaurs are a topic that many children find fascinating, and this fascination can be leveraged to teach them about basic concepts in biology, geology, and physics. For example, learning about the different types of dinosaurs can introduce children to the concepts of classification and taxonomy, while studying the fossils can teach them about the rock cycle and the process of fossilization. Dinosaurs in popular culture. The appeal of dinosaurs has not gone unnoticed by the entertainment industry. Dinosaurs have been featured prominently in movies, television shows, and video games for decades, and they continue to be a popular subject in popular culture. In fact, the Jurassic Park franchise is one of the highest-grossing film franchises of all time, with over $5 billion in box office revenue. The popularity of dinosaurs in popular culture has had a significant impact on our society. It has led to the creation of countless dinosaur-themed toys, clothing, and merchandise, as well as the establishment of dinosaur-themed amusement parks and attractions. This has not only provided a boost to the entertainment industry but has also helped to promote interest in science and education. Dinosaurs and environmental awareness. Finally, dinosaurs have served as a powerful symbol for the need to protect our environment and preserve biodiversity. The extinction of the dinosaurs was caused by a combination of factors, including volcanic eruptions, climate change, and asteroid impacts. While the extinction of the dinosaurs occurred millions of years ago, it serves as a reminder that the natural world is fragile and that we must take steps to protect it. The study of dinosaurs has also helped us to better understand the impact of environmental change on animal populations. For example, the discovery of a mass extinction event at the end of the Cretaceous period has led to a better understanding of the potential consequences of climate change and habitat destruction. Dinosaurs and creativity. Dinosaurs have also been a source of inspiration for creative individuals in various fields, from literature and art to music and fashion. Their unique appearance, size, and mystique have inspired artists to create works that capture the imagination of audiences all over the world. For example, the literary world has seen numerous works of fiction that feature dinosaurs as main characters or plot devices. Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park is a prime example of a novel that uses the appeal of dinosaurs to create a thrilling story. In the art world, dinosaurs have been depicted in a variety of styles, from realistic depictions to abstract interpretations. Dinosaurs have also been used as a source of inspiration in the music industry. From heavy metal bands like Dinosaur Jr. to pop songs like Walk the Dinosaur by Was, Not Was, dinosaurs have been referenced in countless songs over the years. In the fashion world, dinosaurs have been used as a design element in clothing and accessories. From t-shirts and hoodies to jewelry and shoes, dinosaurs have been a popular motif in fashion for decades. Dinosaurs and technology. Finally, dinosaurs have played a significant role in the development of modern technology. The study of dinosaurs has led to the development of new technologies and techniques that have revolutionized the field of paleontology. For example, the use of computed tomography (CT) scans has allowed scientists to study the internal structure of dinosaur bones without damaging them. This technology has led to numerous discoveries about the anatomy and physiology of dinosaurs, including their respiratory systems and reproductive organs. Differences between animals and plants in the early Earth and how they adapted to their environment. Introduction. The emergence of the Earth as a habitable planet created an opportunity for the evolution of diverse life forms. As time passed, the planet underwent changes, leading to the formation of different habitats and ecosystems. These changes were accompanied by the development of different species of animals and plants that adapted to the new environment. This essay discusses the differences between animals and plants during the formation of the Earth and how they adapted to their respective environments. The differences between animals and plants during the formation of the Earth. During the formation of the Earth, the environment was characterized by extreme conditions such as high temperatures, volcanic activity, and the absence of oxygen. These conditions created an opportunity for the evolution of different life forms. However, the evolution of animals and plants differed in several ways. First, animals were mobile and had to move around to find food and mates, whereas plants were stationary and could not move. This meant that animals had to develop different physical and physiological adaptations to move around, such as the development of limbs, wings, fins, and muscles. Plants, on the other hand, had to develop other adaptations to survive in their environment, such as the ability to photosynthesize, the development of roots, and the ability to store nutrients. Second, animals and plants had different modes of reproduction. Animals reproduced sexually, meaning that they required a mate to produce offspring. This allowed for the mixing of genes and the development of genetic diversity within a species. Plants, on the other hand, reproduced asexually or sexually, meaning that they could produce offspring without a mate. This allowed for the development of genetic diversity within a species and the ability to adapt to changing environments. Third, animals and plants had different modes of obtaining energy. Animals obtained energy by consuming other organisms, either as herbivores, carnivores, or omnivores. This meant that animals had to develop specialized digestive systems to extract the nutrients they needed from their food. Plants, on the other hand, obtained energy through photosynthesis, meaning that they converted light energy into chemical energy. This allowed plants to produce their own food and enabled them to survive in environments where other organisms were scarce. Adaptations of animals and plants to their respective environments. Animals and plants had to adapt to their respective environments to survive. Animals developed different adaptations to help them move around and find food and mates. For example, birds developed wings to fly, fish developed fins to swim, and mammals developed limbs to walk and run. These adaptations allowed animals to explore different habitats and exploit different food sources. Plants, on the other hand, developed different adaptations to survive in their environment. For example, desert plants developed long roots to access water deep underground, while rainforest plants developed large leaves to maximize their exposure to sunlight. Plants also developed different mechanisms to protect themselves from predators, such as thorns, spines, and chemicals. Additionally, plants evolved different methods of reproduction, such as the ability to produce seeds or spores, and the ability to reproduce asexually. The adaptations of animals and plants to their respective environments were critical to their survival and allowed them to thrive in different habitats. For example, animals that lived in cold environments, such as polar bears, developed thick fur and a layer of blubber to keep them warm, while animals that lived in hot environments, such as camels, developed the ability to store water and regulate their body temperature. Plants that grew in arid environments, such as cacti, developed the ability to store water in their stems and leaves, while plants that grew in aquatic environments, such as seaweed, developed the ability to absorb nutrients directly from the water. The adaptations of animals and plants were not fixed but changed over time in response to changes in the environment. For example, the extinction of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago created an opportunity for mammals to evolve and diversify. As a result, mammals developed a range of adaptations, such as the development of larger brains, the ability to communicate through language, and the ability to manipulate tools. Similarly, the rise of human civilization has led to changes in the environment and the development of new adaptations in animals and plants. The study of animal and plant adaptations is important not only for understanding the history of life on Earth but also for predicting the future of life on Earth. As human activity continues to alter the environment, it is essential to understand how animals and plants will adapt to these changes and how their adaptations will affect the ecosystem as a whole. The study of animal and plant adaptations can also inspire new technologies and solutions to human problems. For example, the study of the ability of desert plants to survive in arid environments has inspired the development of new technologies for water conservation. Furthermore, the adaptations of animals and plants were not only physical but also behavioral. Animals and plants developed a range of behaviors to help them survive in their environment. For example, animals developed social behavior, such as herding or flocking, to protect themselves from predators. Plants develop the ability to communicate with each other through chemical signals to warn of predators or attract pollinators. In addition, the adaptations of animals and plants were not isolated but interconnected with the environment and other species. For example, the adaptation of plants to produce nectar to attract pollinators also benefited the pollinators by providing them with food. The adaptation of animals to eat certain types of plants also benefited the plants by allowing them to spread their seeds. Moreover, the adaptations of animals and plants were not always successful. Some adaptations may have been beneficial at one point in time but became a disadvantage when the environment changed. For example, the development of large size in dinosaurs may have been an advantage when they were the dominant species, but it became a disadvantage when the environment changed and smaller mammals were better suited to survive. Finally, the study of animal and plant adaptations has important implications for conservation and biodiversity. The loss of species due to habitat destruction or climate change can have cascading effects on the ecosystem as a whole. Understanding the adaptations of animals and plants can help us identify the most vulnerable species and develop strategies to protect them. It can also help us predict how the ecosystem will respond to changes and develop strategies to mitigate negative impacts. Another important aspect of animal and plant adaptations is their response to environmental stressors such as pollution or climate change. Environmental stressors can impact the survival and reproduction of animals and plants, and their ability to adapt to these stressors is critical for their long-term survival. Climate change and the impact of environmental degradation on the extinction of dinosaurs. Introduction. The extinction of the dinosaurs is one of the most dramatic events in the history of life on Earth. While the exact cause of their extinction is still debated, there is growing evidence that climate change and environmental degradation played a significant role. In this essay, I will explore the impact of climate change and environmental degradation on the extinction of the dinosaurs, as well as the lessons that can be learned from their extinction for the preservation of modern biodiversity. Impact of climate change. The dinosaurs lived during a time of significant climate change, with periods of warming and cooling that were driven by natural factors such as volcanic activity and changes in the Earth's orbit. However, the sudden and dramatic warming that occurred at the end of the Cretaceous period, around 65 million years ago, is thought to have played a significant role in their extinction. This warming was likely caused by the release of large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, possibly from volcanic activity or asteroid impacts. Environmental degradation. In addition to climate change, environmental degradation may have played a role in the extinction of the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs lived during a time of significant ecological change, with the emergence of new plant and animal species and the extinction of others. It is possible that the dinosaurs were unable to adapt to these changes and may have been outcompeted by other species. Additionally, human activity, such as habitat destruction and overhunting, has been shown to have a significant impact on modern biodiversity and may have also played a role in the extinction of the dinosaurs. Lessons for modern biodiversity. The extinction of the dinosaurs provides important lessons for the preservation of modern biodiversity. The impact of climate change and environmental degradation on the extinction of the dinosaurs highlights the importance of mitigating human activities that contribute to these factors, such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions and protecting natural habitats. Additionally, the study of the extinction of the dinosaurs can provide insights into the adaptive mechanisms of species and the factors that contribute to their resilience or vulnerability to environmental change. The extinction of the dinosaurs was a complex event that was likely driven by a combination of factors, including climate change and environmental degradation. The lessons learned from their extinction can be applied to the preservation of modern biodiversity. highlighting the importance of mitigating human activities that contribute to climate change and environmental degradation and studying the adaptive mechanisms of species. As such, continued research and conservation efforts are critical to the preservation of Earth's biodiversity. Climate change and environmental catastrophe are considered contributing factors in the mass extinction of dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Evidence suggests major asteroid impact, volcanic eruptions, loss of habitat, and climate cooling led to the collapse of dinosaur populations and eventual extinction of all non-avian dinosaurs. These events highlight the vulnerability of species to global catastrophic risks and emphasize the need for mitigation of threats facing life today. The Cretaceous-Paleogene (KPG) asteroid that struck Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula formed a massive crater and caused earth-shaking explosions, tsunamis, wildfires, earthquakes, tsunamis, and climate change. The asteroid impact blocked sunlight, reducing global temperatures and disrupting the food chain. Average temperatures may have dropped by 16 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, with lesser sunlight supporting plant life. This climate cooling likely contributed to the mass extermination of dinosaurs already stressed by habitat loss and lack of prey. Massive volcanic eruptions in an area known as the Deccan Traps also occurred around the Cretaceous-Paleogene boundary, releasing dust and sulfur gases that blocked sunlight and hindered plant photosynthesis. This further deteriorated the climate and diminished food resources critical for dinosaurs. At the same time, loss of habitat due to climate change and tectonic activity led to shifts in vegetation that made landscapes unsuitable for most dinosaurs. The combination of these events made survival impossible for dinosaurs lacking adaptations to fast-changing conditions. Environmental catastrophe demonstrates how vulnerable species can be to global catastrophic risks like natural disasters, climate change, asteroid impacts, and massive volcanism. Although extinction events are a normal part of Earth's history, human activity is accelerating their pace and scale in a manner devastating to biodiversity. Threats including habitat destruction, poaching, pollution, overexploitation, introduction of invasive species, and climate change pose severe risks to species today. Urgent action is needed to mitigate these threats, apply conservation efforts, and develop sustainable practices that ensure a livable planet for future generations. The mass extinction of dinosaurs highlights the susceptibility of species to combined geological and environmental catastrophes beyond their control. Although impacts like asteroid strikes and supervolcanic eruptions cannot be prevented entirely, mitigation of existential risks under human management is possible and necessary. By learning from the fate of dinosaurs, protecting habitats, curbing climate change and environmental degradation, and developing planet-first priorities, current species can avoid a similar devastating fate. While ecosystems may change over long timescales, the sixth mass extinction event on Earth could be slowed or averted with global cooperation and sustainable actions taken today. Overall, the demise of dinosaurs serves as a warning for the future of life on Earth and a call to action to build a safer world for generations to come. With awareness of catastrophic threats, conservation efforts can work to preserve humanity's natural legacy for millions of years into the future. Introduction. Dinosaurs were some of the most successful and dominant creatures to ever exist on Earth. However, they eventually went extinct, and scientists have been studying the reasons behind their demise for many years. In this essay, we will discuss the impact of climate change and environmental degradation on the extinction of dinosaurs. Impact of climate change. Climate change is one of the most significant factors believed to have contributed to the extinction of dinosaurs. During the late Cretaceous period, the climate was warmer and more humid than it is today. However, towards the end of the period, there was a significant cooling trend, which likely had a significant impact on the dinosaurs. The cooling trend would have led to a decrease in the availability of food as plant growth slowed down and became less productive. This would have had a severe impact on herbivorous dinosaurs, which relied on plants for their survival. In turn, the decline in herbivorous dinosaurs would have had a ripple effect on the carnivorous dinosaurs that preyed on them. In addition to the impact on food availability, the cooling trend would have also led to changes in seasonal patterns, such as the length of the growing season. These changes would have further disrupted the food chain and led to the extinction of many dinosaur species. Impact of environmental degradation. Environmental degradation is another factor believed to have contributed to the extinction of dinosaurs. During the late Cretaceous period, there was a significant increase in volcanic activity, which would have released large quantities of ash and other particles into the atmosphere.